Hi, I'm going to start sharing a story that has several parts. What I want to say about this story before I begin sharing it is this is when I really began to learn to follow guidance and trust. In fact, one of the things you'll notice in this story is that I began to ask Holy Spirit for guidance on a very regular basis, including asking Holy Spirit, how should I perceive this, or what do I need to learn from this? So I'm really beginning to depend on Holy Spirit, and I'm beginning to trust the guidance that I receive from Holy Spirit. So again, this story will have several parts, and this is part one.
Should I make this change? I don't know what we're about to read, but to me the title is very funny because I do believe by Tuesday, June 28th, I wasn't at work anymore. I think this is even the day the movers came. I could be wrong, but I think it's the day the movers came, so it's a funny day to be asking, should I make this change? We'll see what's in the message. It's almost like, being pregnant and being in labor and saying, I wonder if I want to have a baby. Okay, here we go. I wrote here, this is my note, I received the following message from the Holy Spirit as I was about to leave the life I made for a guided life with Him. Your day today seems like a door, already opened through your willingness, and now you stand before it, waiting to step through. You ask yourself, should I hesitate? Should I feel sad? Should I be afraid? And you wonder if something is wrong because you feel none of these things. I tell you, laugh at these concerns. They are merely weak ego cries asking you to look back. But you cannot look back because there is nothing to look at. You leave nothing behind and you walk toward yourself in faith and joy. Step through the door, beloved one, and welcome yourself home. Your journey is nearing its end. Rejoice with me, for we are one. Rejoice with all, for we are one together. Do not fear your stray thoughts. The thoughts you do not want to keep are not yours. They are only your thoughts if you claim them. This is what we just said in the previous message.
Yes.
Yeah. They are only your thoughts if you claim them. You are shedding an old skin, and this seems to put a dust in the air, but the dust is nothing, and it will fade away. All things will settle naturally now, and you will see anew, born again, shining in your new skin. The old skin cannot be put back on again, so there is nothing to fear. You cannot fall back into an old skin. Once you have given me your trust, you have given me everything. I accept your gift and thank you. Let those thoughts go as dust in the air. Nothing. Do not look at the dust. Look at the new skin that is dawning. It is truly a robe made of light. It's funny because as I was reading this top paragraph, my thought was that's just like the ego. I mean, if we pay attention to what Holy Spirit is saying, I was actually fairly happy this day, kind of looking forward to leaving. And then the ego comes in, should I be happy?
Shifting house on shifting sands.
That's just like the ego. And we did have a message about that. Yeah, the shifting house with shifting sands not too long ago. So, we really have to know, just have to get to know the ego in our mind so that we absolutely know when not to listen to it. But yeah, it does look like Holy Spirit is certainly moving me, encouraging me to just let go of these thoughts and just keep walking in the direction that I'm walking. And of course, that's what I did. So
it is a beautiful message.
Now, the next day, Wednesday, June 29th, I remember. So if you guys want to scroll up, this was a big day. I mentioned to you that on Tuesday, that's the day the movers came. So by Tuesday evening, all of my furniture's on its way to North Carolina. On Friday, here's the plan, okay? This is the plan. The furniture leaves on Tuesday. Jasmine and I slept in the house in sleeping bags for a few nights. On Friday morning, we're supposed to Actually, it was Thursday afternoon. On Thursday afternoon, we were supposed to close on this house, and then we were going to spend the night with a friend, and on Friday morning, we were going to leave and drive to North Carolina. We were taking 3 days to drive to North Carolina because we were visiting friends along the way, and then on Tuesday in North Carolina, I was going to close on another house in the morning, and then they were going to go and close on another house in the afternoon, and there's like this whole chain reaction of people buying houses from people. You know how it works. But it's all supposed to start on Thursday when I close on my house. Well, on Wednesday, I get a phone call, and the ladies who had bought my house found out that their loan fell through, and they couldn't buy my house tomorrow on Thursday like they're supposed to. My furniture's all the way on North Carolina, going to North Carolina. I already have a commitment to buy a house from someone else, and they have a commitment to buy a house from someone else, and they probably have a commitment to buy a house from someone else. And now these people are saying, we can't buy your house tomorrow. So you can imagine the panic. So let's look at this conversation with the Holy Spirit.
Sounds familiar too.
You know the sound familiar?
Yeah, very much so.
It's really funny now, but I was like, oh my God.
It's not funny at all.
It was not funny at all.
Well.
Wednesday, June 29th. Yeah, okay, so here was my question. Things don't seem to be going perfectly for me now.
Very good.
Yeah. Do I have an unconscious wish to be unfairly treated? I'm trying to figure out, how am I drawing in this disaster to me? And if so, how do I let go of this wish? Here's the answer. Believe your innocence and walk with your innocence before you like a shield. So right there, what he's realizing is, even in asking the question, I'm believing I must be guilty. I'm believing I must be guilty. And I'm asking, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And so he's right there saying, you're innocent. So let's stay there. Let's not believe you're guilty. Let's go back to the perspective that you are innocent. You are the Son of God, one with me still. There is no guilt, only a fantasy that seems to be played out as real. You are my beloved Son. Come home in peace. Now, I wasn't buying that because this is way too big of a disaster. I'm not going to be that easily hushed by Holy Spirit. So, question. As you know, this seems real to me. You also know that I want peace, and I am trying to hold peaceful thoughts in my mind. I am putting my trust in you and focusing on love, not attack, which is true. I was not blaming these people at all, but I was very fearful. In fact, I think what I was feeling the most was actually guilty about the fact that I might mess up these other house deals that were further down the road. But I wasn't mad at the two ladies at all. So there was no attack in my mind. I am putting my trust in you and focusing on love, not attack. What more can I do, or what shall I do differently? And Holy Spirit said, wait in patience for a peaceful resolution. It will come. I said, I feel guilty for having expectations. It also seems that there is a preferable outcome and that different outcomes may have varying levels of pain. I also feel like there could be outcomes which do put me in the position of victim of circumstances. Maybe there was no one to blame, but I am still victim. I am willing to see differently. Can you help me? Answer. Do what you feel is necessary to do and keep faith at the same time. All things work together and the outcome will be fine. So this is twice he's told me it's going to be okay. Move in peace and love, not panic, fear, and attack. You can take the same actions in rest and peace, and you will know that I am with you, or you can take those actions in fear and not know I am here. Either way, I am here, and the outcome will be the same.
The outcome will be the same.
Yeah. So this script was already written.
Yeah, and there it goes for the fear of miscreation.
That's right. Question. Let's talk about the movers for a moment.
I hate those guts.
I didn't like the way they were packing my boxes, and I was scared to death to say anything because I didn't want to criticize, right? I mean, that's true, right? You just went through movers.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, exactly. It was the same thing.
Let's talk about the movers for a moment. I find it interesting that I am condemning the movers for small things, like leaving small stuff behind, not repacking Christmas things, and not taking me on a friendly walkthrough before asking me to sign the papers. I also feel sad and victimized that they couldn't take the basketball goal. This stuff is so funny now. But I was really miserable this day. What's all this about? Answer. You think it is your own power that allows you peace, and you forget to surrender to me. You remembered when the issues seemed to be big, but forgot to surrender to me when the issues seemed small to you. That's so true. Mm-hmm. Since you are relying on yourself for peace, you are not able to find it. The self you are relying on witnesses to separation. You will be happy because that is your goal. Remember to ask me, let go, and let me. That is all there is to do. So yeah, and he was very right. When it got very big and very scary, well, I'd surrender. But little bitty stuff, I wouldn't let go of. I would just be very, very upset, try and resolve it in my own mind, try and use my thinking mind to find peace. And of course, that never works. Yeah.